drop the top tier. That's why they beating on the drums, cause the champs in here. Yeah. Oh, just look at that piece. Yeah. Come on. You were never getting on our level.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a special edition of Andre the Man Show. Wow. Wow, I wasn't expecting cackling Camilla to pick this motherfucker. I'll tell you that. But again, guys, welcome to Andre the Man Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton. This show is on exclusively on the ATP network. You can catch the ATP network on YouTube and Rumble. Rockfin coming soon, and also two shameless plugs. Follow me on Twitter. For the people that's on Facebook and Rumble and YouTube, follow me on Twitter. My handle is @LateShowBoy24. I know damn well I should have put it in the fucking ticker below, but I'm rushing. Today, before I get to the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz news, I want to say this, man. Today was a very rough day for me. I worked out pretty well, came home, and I cried myself to sleep. And then I looked on my phone, and I see some fucking drama. I'm like, oh my fucking God, bro. I'm like, are you serious? Already, I can't have peace. I'm just trying to get this network together. I'm doing the best I can. We're trying to get some guests, and one of the person that's, I guess they in some kind of group or some shit, talking some bullshit. So I'm not gonna get into it here, bad. I know y'all don't want to hear that. Okay. So breaking news. Obviously, I'm pretty sure y'all know by now. Kamala Harris choose Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota as VP. So the first thing I'm finna do, I'm finna go to just share my screen. I'm finna go to the Hill, and I'm finna look at this article real quick. To be honest with you, I'm shocked. Wow. Tim Walz is I guess you could say Tim Walz is like Bernie Sanders or something. Hell, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is a progressive anymore. My brain is cooked. So yeah. I'm gonna make it bigger for y'all to see it. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure y'all using y'all phone. If you're on YouTube, Rumble, like the video, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Shameless plug. This ain't gonna be a long stream because I'm not in a good mood. Today, the way I feel right now, yeah, I shouldn't be here long before I cut some people out of here. So, yeah, I'm gonna chill out. This is from the Hill. As Harris picks Walz for vice president. Okay. I'm gonna play this video. See what the fuck he talking about. If he ain't talking about nothing, then I'll read a little bit of it. Let me see. What a sound it.
Governor Tim Walz as her running mate for the 2024 election, capping off a whirlwind 2-week process after President Biden stepped aside as the Democratic nominee. Harris chose Walz after a rapid vetting process that wrapped up when she conducted interviews with Walz, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Harris opted for Walz in the end, a former congressman and former teacher who has been governor of Minnesota since 2019. He aligns with Harris on key policy issues, such as child tax credits, support for abortion access, and paid family leave. Walz's rural upbringing and his Midwest roots are likely to appeal to more moderate voters, but some of his progressive policies, particularly on immigration and on LGBTQ issues, will help him with Harris's left flank. His immigration views and his handling of the George Floyd protests in 2020 will likely be the focus of attacks from former President Trump and his allies in what is expected to be a heated campaign up till November.
Okay, so that's the news from that White House reporter. I'm finna read this, y'all. I know I sound like shit. Just bear with me here. It says, damn, my headphones are battery low. It says Vice President Harris has chosen. I hate when they do that. Stupid ass pop-up ass. Vice President Harris has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate as she heads towards a November face-off against former President Trump. She announced Tuesday. Harris announced her choice of Walz in a post on Instagram in a text message to supporters, praising his support for middle-class families and his personal history serving the National Guard and working as a teacher. It says, "I share this background both because it's impressive in its own right, and because you see in no certain terms how it informs his record," Harris wrote on Instagram. But what impressed me most about Tim is his deep commitment to his family, Gwen, Gus, and Hope, she added, referencing Waltz's wife and children. "Doug and I look forward to working with him and Gwen to build a administration that reflects our shared values. We are going to build a great partnership," Harris wrote. "We are going to build a great team. We are going to win this election." Yeah, right. Okay. Wall 60 emerged as a dark horse contender for the number 2 slot as chatter over a high-profile name, in particular Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, dominated the early portion of the Veep stakes. Okay, Veep stakes. That's the first time I heard that bullshit. It says, but the Minnesota governor saw his profile considerably over the past week, especially a viral cable news interview in which he derided some Republicans as weird. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was on some cable news network and he called JD Vance and some other motherfuckers weird. Yeah, okay, yeah. A line of attack later adopted by national Democrats. Read a few more of this. His selection concludes a whirlwind 2-week period that saw President Biden end his re-election bid. Harris consolidates support within the party to become the presumptive nominee, and the vice president's team rapidly vet contenders to join her on the ticket in November. The pick drew praise from both progressive and more moderate Democrats. Oh yeah, okay. Vice President Harris made an excellent decision in Governor Walz as her running mate. Oh God, this fake ass, fraud ass bitch, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, posted on the social platform X. Together they have governed effectively, inclusively, and boldly for the American people. They won't back down under tight odds, either from healthcare to school lunch. Representative Lord Doggett, who was the first House Democrat to call for Biden to step aside, called Walz a solid, decent former colleague with a good humor, former teacher and veteran who represented a Minnesota district usually represented by the GOP. Then, fucking ads. Then it says, "You can't get along with these nonsense," Tim Doggett posted on X. As governor, he offers a straight-talking, compassionate leader delivering the progress we need. Harris had not made up her mind on a running mate as of Monday night, making up the decision up to the final hours. Walz, who also seen by many as a safer choice for Harris thanks to his liberal bona fides and the fact that some of the other contenders had come under fire from certain segments of the left. Yeah, I bet. Shapiro received heavy scrutiny recently over his response to pro-Palestinian protests that emerged in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war. Both he and Kelly drew the ire of union leaders. Now, I see why she didn't pick. I thought she was going to pick Shapiro, to be honest with y'all. Now I see why. Because she want to seem as, she loved the Palestinians. She want a ceasefire. And in all actuality, this bitch, Kamala Harris, she gonna fund Israel more money and more weapons. So cut the bullshit. And Tim Walz, I think did he say anything about Israel? The Israel-Gaza war? I'm gonna look at that in a minute. But I'm gonna continue reading him. Adding to Walz's appeal is the fact that he hails from a Midwestern state that Trump has increasingly set his sights on flipping. Though Biden won Minnesota in 2020 by 7 points, and no Republican has won the presidential race there in more than 50 years, Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator JD Vance, have stepped up their efforts to campaign in the state. But he is not without vulnerabilities. Republicans are likely to use some of his policy positions on abortion and LGBTQ issues to paint him as a radical liberal. Radical liberal. Wow. That's another new name for progressive DJs, just as they have with Harris. Yeah, Harris is not a radical nothing. Harris is a fucking DI hire, whatever she is. You know what? The Republican is right. Harris is a fucking DI hire. Hell, just a black person that bums babies, innocent women and children in Gaza. Yeah, that's what she gonna do. It just I'm kind of heated right now, so I'm just speaking truth to power here. WALZ was governor of Minnesota during the riots that followed the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, and Republicans are certain to highlight images of that tumultuous time. The Trump campaign had previously attacked Harris for promoting a bail fund for demonstrators arrested in Minnesota following George Floyd's death. It's no surprise San Francisco liberal Kamala Harris wants West Coast wannabe Tim Walz as her running mate. Walz has spent his governorship trying to reshape Minnesota and image of the Golden State. Trump campaign press secretary Caroline Leavitt said in a statement, I'm going to read this a little bit more. I'll stop it here, man, because it really ain't no point. From proposing his own carbon-free agenda to suggesting stricter emission standards for gas-powered cars to embracing policies to allow convicted felons to vote, Walz is obsessed with spreading California's dangerously liberal agenda far and wide, she added. If Walz won't tell voters the truth, she will. Just like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz is a dangerously liberal extremist, and the Harris-Walz California dream is every American's nightmare. Oh, God. It says, Harris and Walz will storm the battleground stage this week, starting Tuesday evening in Philadelphia. The two will travel later this week to Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada. Planned trips to North Carolina and Georgia are reportedly postponed as hurricane southeast. So, yeah, my headphones are fucking dead. Anyway, my thoughts is the reason why, in my opinion, that Kamala picked this guy in particular, not only what he did for the state of Minnesota, is because they're trying to lure younger voters in. Obviously, the other governor Shapiro of Pennsylvania, apparently he's I guess he's pro-Israel, of course, right? All these motherfuckers really is Zionists, but I guess Tim Walz wasn't anti-protest. Oh God. So yeah, man. I'm shocked, man. I was for sure because of that Tim Walz's record in Minnesota. Paid family leave. I'm finna show his record in a minute. I thought they were gonna turn them donors away because the donors don't want nobody to have paid time leave. The donors like, God damn, these motherfuckers need a life outside of work. Oh no, they need to slave to the system. But anyway, I'm finna get to the second story. Share my screen again. Close that out. Share my screen again. Let's see. Yeah. Now I'm finna look at Tim Walz's record. And I know this is why she picked this motherfucker to be governor. Okay, this is from Fortune.com. It says Tim Walz's record governing Minnesota showcases a wish list of progressive priorities. Okay, now I'm gonna make this bigger for y'all because this is little fucking words. It's crazy, man. They put you through the paywall and motherfucking shit smaller than a motherfucker. Okay, hope y'all can see that. It says, in choosing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate on Tuesday, Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is turning to a Midwestern governor, military veteran, and union supporter who helped enact an ambitious Democratic agenda for his state. Walz helped push through progressive priorities, including sweeping projections for abortion rights and general aid to families with the help of a legislature controlled by Democrats. Harris hopes to shore up her campaign standing across the upper Midwest, critical region in the presidential politics that often serves as a buffer for Democrats seeking the White House. The party remains haunted by Republican Donald Trump wins in Michigan and Wisconsin in 2016. Trump lost those states in 2020 but zeroed in on them as he aims to return his presidency this year and focus to Minnesota. Walz, 60, is joining Harris during one of the most turbulent periods in American politics, promising an unpredictable campaign ahead. Republicans have railed around Trump after his attempted assassination in July Oh yeah, about Trump attempted assassination. That's crazy. Like usually when Ronald Reagan got attempted assassinated, they go back in '84. His poll number shot up, but Trump's just stayed the fucking same. That's kind of weird. That show you people do not like Donald Trump, right? Yeah. But back to the back to the article. Just weeks later, President Joe Biden ended his re-election campaign, focusing Harris to unify Democrats and consider potential running mates. During an exceedingly compressed time frame, the three people who confirmed the choice of WALZ spoke to the Associated Press on condition of immunity because it had not been made public. Harris, the first black woman, oh God, and person of South Asian descent to lead a majority party ticket, initially considered nearly a dozen candidates before zeroing in on a handful of serious contenders, all of whom were white men. Of course, I'm about to get to that. About to get to that in a second too. I noticed this with the Demo Dummies. They always want to play identity politics. Hell, shit, really both parties do, but especially them Demo Dummies. Holy shit! And landing on WALZ, she sided with a low-key partner who has proven himself as a champion for democratic causes. Those things that Tim Walz did for the state of Minnesota are not fucking democratic causes. But okay. Walz had been a strong public advocate for Harris in her campaign against Trump advance, labeling the Republicans just weird in an interview last month. Democrats have seized on the message and amplified it since then. During a fundraiser for Harris on Monday in Minnesota, Walz said it wasn't a slur to call these guys weird. It's just an observation. Okay. Let me see. Let me skip all this shit here. Let me see. I start right here. That's his. They talk about his fucking background. He ran for governor in 2018 on the theme of one Minnesota and won by more than 11 points. As governor, Walz. Well, before I read more, I give Walz credit. At least he did something. At least he did some things was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty good. Hopefully, this article will bring him up. That's what I'm trying to get to. As governor, Walz had to find ways to work in his first term with a legislature that was split between a Democratic-controlled House and a Republican-led Senate. Minnesota has a history of dividing government, though the arrangement was surprisingly productive in its first year, but the C-19 pandemic hit Minnesota early his second year, and bipartisan cooperation soon frayed. It says Walz relied on emergency powers to lead the state's response. Republicans suffered under restrictions that included lockdowns, closing schools, and shuttering businesses. They retaliated by firing and forcing some of his agency heads, but Minnesotans were stuck at home. Also got to know Walz better through his frequent afternoon briefings in the early days of the crisis, but which were broadcast and streamed worldwide. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll read this here. Walz won a re-election in 2022 by nearly 8 points over his GOP challenger, Dr. Scott Jensen, a physician and vaccine skeptic. Not only did Walz win, Democrats kept control of the House and flipped the Senate to win the trifecta of full control in both chambers and the government office for the first time in 8 years. A big reason was the Supreme Court Dobbs decision, which held that the Constitution doesn't include a right to abortion, that hurt Minnesota Republicans, especially among suburban women. See, this reminds me of 2008 when Barack Obama got both control of the Senate and the House. They could have did a whole lot of shit, but apparently, Washington politics compared to state politics, it's not as state politics not as corrupt as it was in DC. DC is a shithole. I'm talking about as Capitol Hill shithole. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I think this is okay. Here we go. Reading all his background and shit. I ain't interested. Walz and other Democrats went into the 2023 legislative session with an ambitious agenda and a whopping $17.6 billion budget surplus to help fund it. Their proudest accomplishment included sweeping protections for abortion rights that included the elimination of nearly all restrictions Republicans had enacted in prior years, including a 24-hour waiting period and parental consent requirements They also enacted new protections for trans rights, making the state a refuge for families coming out of state for treatment for trans children. Then okay, it's the school lunch thing. I know about that. Their major accomplishments include tax credits for families with children that were aimed at slashing childhood poverty, as well as universal free school breakfasts and lunches for all students, regardless of family income. They also enacted a paid family and medical leave program, legalized recreational marijuana for adults, and made it easier to vote. So this is why she chose him. This is why Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz to be a VP. I mean, hell, it's what the Democrats could brag on. Hey, a tax credit, free school lunch, paid family and medical leave, legalized marijuana, and voting for everybody. So, like, they trying to. That's a smart move, though. I ain't gonna lie, that's a smart move. Walz also signed a bill banning so-called junk fees and presided over a statewide ban on non-compete agreements for workers. Both check on corporate power that made the Biden administration has haughtily pushed for on the federal level. Republicans complained that Walz and his fellow Democrats squandered surplus that would have been better spent on permanent tax relief for everyone, and they have faulted the governor and his administration for lax oversight of the pandemic programs that cost taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. Let me see. I'm going to read a little bit more here. Federal prosecutors charged 70 people with defrauding federal food programs that funded meals for kids during the pandemic out of $250 million on Walz's watch, known as Feeding Our Future scandal, one of the country's largest pandemic aid fraud cases. The Office of the Legislative Auditor, a nonpartisan watchdog, delivered a scathing report in June that said that Walz's Department of Education failed to act on warning signs, did not effectively exercise its authority, and was ill prepared to respond. Well, first of all, the craziest thing is that, they always go after a poor family that, okay, it was a mistake. They defrauded, a few $100s. Wow, who gives a flying fuck? I mean, but the big corporations that steal millions or billions upon billions of dollars from us every day, we work for them. The politicians, they say, no, we work for them. No, they are buddies. No, I ain't see that corruption. But yeah, see, always in these articles, especially these corporate articles, they always bring up, the bad shit. Same with the stimulus, like the PPP loans, people were defrauding those. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you sons of bitches, you fucking give billions upon billions to fucking Ukraine and Israel, and y'all bitching and whining over somebody taking what, $30,000-$40,000? Get the fuck up out of here, man. See, I'm pissed today. Let me see. Let me read some more of this. Let's see. Go read all this. I know I'm boring y'all with my voice. I sound like shit today. Not in a good mood. Let me see. This is interesting. Walz has served often as Biden-Harris surrogate and made his increasingly frequent appearances on national television. They have included an interview on Fox News that irritated Trump so much that he posted on Truth Social. I'm finna read. I finna sound like Trump, because I know this stream boring as hell. They make me fight battles I shouldn't have to fight. Walz is also co-chair of the Rules Committee for the Democratic National Convention, and he led a White House meeting of Democratic governors with Biden following the president's disastrous performance in his debate with Trump. Putting Walz on the ticket could help the Democrats hold the state's 10 electoral votes and bolster the parties more broadly in the Midwest. No Republican has won a statewide race in Minnesota since Tim Pawlenty was reelected governor in 2006, but GOP candidates for Attorney General and State Auditor came close in 2022. For read any more interesting stuff, that's it. So yeah, y'all, that's Tim Walz records in Minnesota. Yeah, we're good record. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't hating. See what happens when your party has fucking power, when you have control. Like, this is some 2008 fucking shit right here. They could have did that, but all we got was black people lost their homes. Our black wealth decreased under Barack Obama. Motherfucking, we got Romney Care, which still uses the middleman, greedy ass corporate healthcare industries. Got stayed in Afghanistan. War in Syria. Yeah. Could have ended all the wars. Could have done all this stuff. Could have codified Roe v. Wade with a Senate majority back in 2008, but but Tim Walz and got power from both the Senate chamber and the House chamber in the state of Minnesota, and the motherfucker passed things that are basically like Green Party type policies and shit. So yeah, y'all. My final thoughts on this, then I'm finna log off because I'm pissed. Because I'm gonna cuss some people out in here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be dramatic. Man, it was a good pick. I had to give Kamala credit due. She just trying to win over the young vote. Young vote. I hate calling them progressives. If you're young and you vote Democrat, you're a Democrat. You're not a fucking progressive. Will she win? Trump fucking himself over. I'm just telling you the truth. What he did at that NABJ convention in Chicago, he fucked himself more. So, and then JB Vance is a fucking weirdo too. Like, this motherfucker is a suspect motherfucker, man. Like, y'all just don't know. Like, this guy, why he so infatuated with fucking kids? Like, that is just some weird ass fucking shit, man. I'm sorry. I ain't accusing him of nothing, cause I don't want to get in trouble, cause these fucking people, there's some plants around him. So I'm just saying, like, you talk about kids a lot, like, childish cat moms and all that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? My thing is, if a woman wants to have a child, the woman should be financially enough to take care of the child, or should be willing to take care of the child, not forced by a fucking idiot Ohio senator that almost fucking that almost lost his fucking race back in 2022. Oh man, the duopoly is a mess. The only reason I'm talking about this, just for airtime, I'm not voting for Kamala, Tim Walz. I'm not voting for Trump Vance. I'm voting for Claudia De La Cruz. Fuck the duopoly. So yeah, y'all. That's the end of this quick live stream, and I got almost 70 people in here. If you're on YouTube, like this damn video. If you're on Rumble, like this damn video. If you're on Twitter, well, y'all good. So yeah, y'all. I'm just tired of the drama. That's all I'm gonna say. I got some more stuff to say, but I probably say that in a later video. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching Andre the Man Show. I'm Andre. Have a good day, suckers.